one of our favorite things to do in the 70s, and now I'm talking more like 72, 73, was to go to drive-in movies. Uh, I was the only guy, I was the very first guy in our gang to get driver's license, but I didn't have a car. Uh, our friend Blair had a car, and I knew Blair through Pat. So what we did is I went over to Pat and I met up on 144th Avenue, walked over to Blair's house, and Blair's dad, his family, had an old station wagon. I don't know what year this thing was. They're all mid 60s, gigantic station wagon, really heavy. And so um, me and Blair asked, well, Blair asked his dad if we could take the old station wagon to a drive-in movie. And Blair's dad phoned my dad and asked, first of all, do I have a driver's license? I think I even had to show it to him. But he asked my dad if I was trustworthy enough to drive a station wagon around. Now, my dad said yes, luckily. But let's think about this. Whose insurance would I be under? I'm your kid's friend driving your car. Now, in those days, kids could be covered under their parents' insurance, but I'm not his kid. I think we were driving around with no insurance. Anyway, so driving Blair's car. Oh man, if you got your driver's license and you got a car, that car is like an extension of your room at home. It's private, it's mobile, it's warm from the elements. Go anywhere you want. So now the plan was on. Time to execute. So me and Blair and Pat, we collected every friend for miles. And there was one girl. And I said, okay, I'm Captain Kirk. We always had to reenact Star Trek. So I had to be Captain Kirk because I was driving. And I said, since I'm Captain Kirk, I want to have the only single girl right beside me, middle of the front seat. So they all agreed. They all understood. This was the rule. So there's me and this girl beside us. She was a nice girl. She's friends with all of us, but I don't think we ever took her out to a like a date. This is kind of like a group date before that. But Chris was her name. So we got Chris, Blair, Pat. We put him in the wheel well. We tossed out the spare tire. He was so small, he fit in the wheel well of a station wagon. We put down the door. He's trapped in there until we get him out. So if we were in an accident, he would have got squished, but we wouldn't have cared. Because Pat's nice, but friends are expendable. So in the end, we had 10 kids in that car. We got to the drive-in, and they charge you per head. So we had blankets down. We had kids hiding everywhere, under the footwell, under blankets. We get to the toll booth, and the lady says, okay, how many kids? And I said, I think I said 4, because we had 6 that were hidden. So I said 4, and we couldn't hide the 4. I mean, and it looked natural, like, 2 in the back seat, and they're kind of spreading their legs, trying to fill up space. It looked like, oh yeah, we're just the 4 of us. So then I said 4, so we paid for 4. And then charged us for 4. So we got in, and we're there early. So it's like, we're there at, I think, it might have been like 8. It was still light out in the summer. And so we got there, and then of course we start unpacking all the hidden kids. And they just keep coming and coming and coming. All the doors, out of the back hatch. And then we assumed our positions to watch the movie. While we were unpacking our kids, we looked about, 5 spots down. There's another car, and they're unpacking all their hidden kids. Looked back towards the projector. There's another car, smaller car, unloading all his hidden kids. So, I mean, we're not fooling anybody. All the owners knew. All they had to do was look, and they would see that how many kids were snuck in. So, but they must have made enough money to keep the doors open. So we all watched these ridiculously bad movies all night until the wee hours of the morning. We're all tired and it's dark, so time to go. So I turn on the headlights and I try to start the car. It won't start. And then some, like, I don't understand anything about cars or electricity. So my friend says, turn off the headlights and it'll start. I said, no, it makes no difference. I had to go about 3 times. The battery's almost dead. So then I turned off the headlights, started right up. I knew nothing about cars and conservation of energy or anything like that. So we packed up all the hidden kids and then we drove home. More to come.